Some people who were in Houston back when the rumors about a Pimp C tape started already knew who was involved. And you know who they were talking about. Drum rolls please, the one and only Beyoncé, allegedly.
Who was in this Pimp C tape?
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, you know, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Whoever it was, they had to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. Okay. A lot of people figured out because, you know, people that was in Houston at the time, they know who was a little loose.
And that's not even the worst part. Based on some whispers going around, Beyoncé's name is going to come up a lot during Diddy's trial, and prosecutors plan to expose everything, from how she allegedly took part in the freak-offs to what she knows about Cassie, and even how girls were moved across borders. They'll also bring up what Jay-Z did to cover things up.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough? You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston?
From what I've heard, Beyoncé's spicy and racy past is going to be revealed too. A lot.
And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyoncé's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyoncé to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls.
Basically, people are saying there's no way Beyoncé and Jay-Z could be such close friends and business partners with Diddy for over 20 years, going to his parties, knowing his family, taking vacations together, and not know what was going on. So it wouldn't be a shock if both Jay-Z and Beyoncé are asked to testify. Prosecution is expected to focus on their connection with Diddy, but you know how these trials go. Once they start digging, they bring up all kinds of secrets just to connect the dots. In Beyoncé's case, I've heard the prosecution plans to say she was one of the girls transported across borders. To prove that, they'll have to bring up her dark past, including when she really started dating Jay-Z, what her age was, and what kind of freaky stuff she may have done. That's where Pimp and the alleged tape come in. Here's some quick background. Back in the day, Pimp C signed to Jive Records in 1992 as part of UGK with Bun B. They released their debut album Too Hard to Swallow. Then came Super Tight in 1994 and Ridin' Dirty in 1996. Both made it to the Billboard 200. They got national attention in 2000 after being featured on Jay-Z's hit song Big Pimpin', which hit number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Rhythmic Top 40. UGK took a break in the early 2000s and both artists went solo. Sadly, in December 2007 on Jay-Z's birthday, Pimp C was found dead in his hotel room. Coroner said it was due to lean use and sleep apnea. He had been staying at the Mondrian Hotel in West Hollywood, working on music and performing. His wife and cousin were waiting for him at the airport the next morning, but when they couldn't reach him, the hotel was called. Staff found him unresponsive, and paramedics said he was already gone. Now here's where it gets interesting. According to DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia, Pimp's manager said his body looked like he was kneeling in prayer, but there was blood everywhere, like he might have been hit in the head. They weren't sure what happened. DJ Paul also said the candles were burned down, so they believed he'd been dead for a day or so. Rapper Too Short also found Pimp's death suspicious and told Hip Hop DX, "I still have never been able to accept the circumstances." He later told Vlad TV that the whole thing just didn't add up.
It's like, I heard some shit about he has clothes on or something, I don't know, like, I don't really know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like, I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official, it was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me. I never really heard anything tangible or true, like what happened to my...
Now let's get into the Pimp and Beyoncé rumors, because this rabbit hole runs deep. There are claims that Jay-Z had Pimp killed because of his alleged involvement with Beyoncé. But even before that, Pimp never liked Jay-Z. On an episode of The Art of Dialogue, music exec Greg Taylor shared a story about an awkward call between Jay-Z and Pimp. After the big Pimpin' deal was made, Jay called Pimp to talk, but Pimp dissed him right on speakerphone.
We set it up a meeting to go meet with Dame Dad. So we go after I leave job, I go to Rock to the Rock. As soon as I sit down there, Dame Dash opened up his checkbook, cut a check for $1 million. I'm like, whoa. He like, I was like, is this for sure? He was like, no. He said, we want to use your cake. I was like, what? He was like, we want to with your boys.
That's right.
So I immediately picked up the phone and called Pimp C. Because all I was trying to get was $100,000. When Dame cut that $1 million, I called Pimp on the phone like, yo, Pimp, and him and Jamal was in the house. And I could hear a tussle or some type of confrontation, right? And I'm like, calm down, bro. Y'all calm down, Pimp.
I ran up the cable bill.
They was fighting. Okay, they was fighting like hard. And I'm like, Pimp, stop whatever you doing right now. I told you what's going down with Jamal when you moved him up in there. I said, but right now, I got $1 million check for you. All we want is $100,000. I was just like, who is that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook, he writing it out. He was like, ain't that with, over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check and go give it to Tupac Mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my shit. I was like, what?
Pimp even refused to take $1 million from Jay-Z's label, thinking they were trying to cheat him. He said they should just give the money to Tupac's mom instead. Now, what was the connection between Jay-Z and Tupac? And why would Pimp say that? Anyway, the point is, Pimp C wasn't scared to speak the truth. He called people out, whether it was Diddy, Jay-Z, or anyone else. But in the music industry, loud truth-tellers are not liked, especially by powerful people like Jay-Z and Diddy. Now add to that the rumor that Pimp hooked up with Beyoncé and maybe even recorded a tape. If that's not a reason for someone to be taken out, I don't know what is. Rapper Bun B once told a story where Jay-Z called the studio to check who was there. When he heard that Beyoncé was dressed in something spicy and that Pimp C was in the room, he demanded everyone, especially Pimp, leave immediately.
So he's like, wait a minute, how many dudes are there? And so she's like, oh, it's about 9 or 10 guys, I guess, over there. Where are they now? They're in here, they're in the soundstage, they're kind of watching, watching her film. What is she wearing? They describe the outfit, and he's like, yo, clear the room.
Wow.
So they immediately come over to us, and they kick all of us out, send us up to our dressing rooms.
Wow.
And we're told to stay there until we have to shoot.
Okay.
We're not allowed to watch Beyoncé dance anymore in the video.
Actually, when Bun B talked about his times with Beyoncé, he also mentioned how Beyoncé's father told Pimp C not to hook up with her.
And Matthew Knowles comes in, and he asks Pimp, can I talk to you for a minute? And so they leave out for a couple of minutes, and Pimp comes in, and he's dying laughing. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, yo, Matthew Knowles just told me don't f the daughter, man. Please don't. Please, my daughter.
So, word on the street is this could all come up if Beyoncé takes the stand. She's already been mentioned a few times in this whole case. There are reports that Cassie named Jay-Z and Beyoncé in her original lawsuit. That lawsuit was said to be 60 pages long before it got cut down to 35. The parts that were removed supposedly had details about Beyoncé and Jay-Z. One part claimed Jay-Z and Beyoncé saw Diddy hitting Cassie at a party. After it happened, Cassie ran upstairs and locked herself in a room. Diddy's security found her later, and it took her over 30 minutes to calm down. When she came back, Beyoncé and Jessica Alba were waiting to check on her. Cassie said Beyoncé looked very upset as Diddy and Jay-Z approached. Beyoncé lost it and yelled at Diddy, saying, what he did was highly offensive and unacceptable. Diddy got on his knees and apologized to Cassie, Beyoncé, and Jessica. Beyoncé was also reportedly mad at Jay-Z, asking him why he was comforting Diddy instead of checking him. She even told him that she was starting to lose respect for him. Later, Beyoncé, Jessica, Cassie, and around 25 other people left the party. Cassie left with Jessica, not Beyoncé, because she knew that if she left with Beyoncé, Diddy would track her down because of his ties to Jay-Z. Also remember when Jaguar Wright said that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are a nasty couple who keep people against their will, putting them on planes while they're unconscious to illegally transport them across borders for you know what.
Victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Isn't that the same thing Diddy's being accused of? There are also allegations that Beyoncé took part in freak-offs. So like I said, there are a lot of alleged connections between Diddy and the Carters, but here's the big question. Did Jay-Z have anything to do with Pimp's death? There's no hard proof, but people still talk. And could all of this come back up because of Diddy's legal trouble? Absolutely. If one domino falls, the whole thing could crash. I don't think Beyoncé and Jay-Z can keep their skeletons hidden if they end up taking the stand. But you let me know in the comments, do you think they can get away clean?
Even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Prior to that, 1. You see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. They give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them the things that. For me, I didn't care about the trophies. I said I'll get the checks.